ever have one of those moments, probably the most painful and agonizing situations a person can ever have, which is an awkward situation. These have to be the top 1 worst things that could ever happen in life. I've had a lot of awkward encounters throughout the years, mostly ones that when they happen, they make you want to disappear instantly because of how bad they are. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the awkward situations I encounter on a regular basis. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, say you go to a restaurant, right? You walk through the door and suddenly you see someone behind you trying to walk through the same door. Would you A, walk through the door and let it slam in their face? Or B, be a nice gentleman or lady and hold the door for them? You choose B, right? Right? Well, you're wrong. You gotta run through the door as fast as you can and let it smack them in their face. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm way too nice to do that. But it's like, every time I try to hold the door for someone, they will always be like 10 feet away. So I would have to stand there looking dumb with the door open while the other person takes their sweet time just to walk through the door. When I'm holding the door for someone, it's like they always try their hardest to walk as slow as possible, while I have to stand there for like 10 minutes waiting on them, starving, so I could go eat. I remember this one time, I was at like a Buffalo Wild Wings and I hadn't eaten the whole day. So I started walking to the door and I see an old lady behind me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a nice young gentleman today and hold the door for this old lady. I might even do a nice little friendly smile, cause why not? I walked through the door and hoping this old lady was right behind me. I hold the door open, I turn my head outside, and I swear, this woman took at least 15 minutes just to walk through the door. Bro, my stomach was grumbling, and the friendly smile I was trying to give to her quickly faded. And when she finally got to the door, tell me why, she walked in and kept walking. No thank you, no I appreciate it, no tip, no nothing. I swear I was this close to chokeslamming her that day. But after that tragic incident, I'm telling you, I am not holding the door for nobody else. Y'all got 2 hands for a reason. Something else that I find awkward that happens on the regular is when I go into a store with the most bummiest outfit on. I'm talking completely trash. And I would run into someone I know. I'd throw in literally anything out of my closet just to go to the store. Like a hoodie, pajama pants, and some slides. I'm out here looking rough. And of course, that's when you go to the store just to grab some quick items. You turn the corner and see an old crush from like middle school. And now you're frozen, looking like a deer in headlights. Cause now, you don't know if you want to go up and speak with the outfit that looks like you just got done dumpster diving or walk away like nothing ever happened. It's always when I look my absolute worst. Everybody I know, like an old classmate, just pops up at the same place I'm at. This has to be one of the worst awkward situations anyone could be thrown in. Cause if you see them and they don't see you, you can easily walk away and avoid them the whole time you're there. But if they see you and come up to you and start talking, you're just automatically caught. There's no way out of this one. Okay, so the next one happened to me a couple of times, but thankfully not often. Have you ever been sitting in class, doing your work the teacher assigned, and the kid at the desk next to you raises their hand asking for help? So the teacher walks over to help them, stands right in between both of y'all desks, leans over and hits this pose right here, and puts straight cheeks to your face. And this one always made me so uncomfortable because out of all the poses they could have chose, they decided to do this one. Now you gotta awkwardly sit there trying to do your work with the teacher's cheeks staring you down until they go back to their desk. And you may be asking, why don't you just ask the teacher politely to move? And to that one, I have to say, trust me, it's not as easy as it sounds. Hands down, this is one of the most painfully awkward situations to be put in. Cause also, while that's happening, you got kids staring at you, trying to see what your next move is gonna be. Are you gonna move away till the teacher leaves? Or are you gonna sit there and suffer in silence with buns in your face? All the times this has happened to me, luckily after like 15 seconds, the teacher finally gets up and leaves. So I usually don't have to suffer for that long. Another moment that happens at least once in everybody's life is when you're talking to someone and droplets of spit fly out your mouth. Say you were in the middle of a normal conversation, everything's going fine. Then out of nowhere, a tiny drop of saliva launches from your mouth. Yo, check this girl out I found on Instagram. Shawty got cake, right? Dang, nah, she's sick.
Bro, did this dude just spit on me?
You'd be hoping they don't notice the 3 drops of spit that hit their face. Me personally, I don't do this often, but this happens to me a lot. And when it happens, I try not to make a big deal out of it because I know exactly how it feels to be that person. When I accidentally do it, I actually try to acknowledge that it happened. But you got some people that do it and just keep talking like nothing ever happened. At that point, I can't even listen to what they're saying anymore because my soul left my body that exact moment the spit touched my face. If you're one of those people, you're disgusting. Everybody, boo them! Yeah! Okay, so the next one isn't that bad when it happens, but after the fact, it just gets absolutely worse. So you go to a restaurant. It can either be inside or at a drive-thru. You look at the menu and order what you want. After a few minutes of waiting, your food is finally ready. So the cashier calls your name, hands you the food, and says,
"Here you go. Enjoy your meal."
And without even thinking, you automatically say, "You too." Huh? Did I really just say "you too" to that? What the heck? Nah, she definitely thinks I'm weird now. It's like I'm so used to saying that as a response when talking to people that now my brain automatically makes me say it after every conversation. Like I said, it's not that awkward when you get your food and say it, but when you walk out of the store, that regret hits you instantly. You drive off in silence, and as soon as you get home, lay in your bed, that moment randomly pops up in your head at any time.
Here you go. Enjoy your meal.
You too. Bro, why did I say that? Alright, this last one is when you're walking behind someone and they're going the same direction as you. I'd be walking trying to go somewhere, headphones in, blasting Cardi, just chilling. Then I'd notice I have been walking behind this person for way too long. So, you know what I do? I try to go to a completely different direction than them, so I don't end up looking like a creep. I take a whole different route, and somehow this person decides to take the same route that I was going. Say I take a right instead of going straight. They take a right before me, so now I look like I'm following them. And they keep glancing back at me like I'm following their every move, which I kinda am because I'm behind them. But they could have took a different way so I don't look crazy. I start overthinking and planning how I could get out of this situation. If I slow down and let them keep walking, I'm gonna look like I'm sneaking behind them. But if I speed up, they're gonna think I'm gonna put them on an Amber Alert. At this point, I'm suffering inside because I'm not trying to get the police called on me for something I didn't even plan on doing in the first place. Just to get out of this situation, I end up doing one of two things: stopping and faking a phone call, or finally getting around them and sighing in relief. Yeah, after a full minute of that, I usually just give up and stare at my phone till they get far enough away from me that I can start walking again without having to feel like a stalker. These are just some of the many awkward situations I have been in. If y'all would like to see a part 2, make sure you like and subscribe, and also comment about some of yours that y'all have. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.